Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Today we're gonna be going over 10 different fragrances that are gonna have you smelling awesome, just absolutely irresistible during the summer, or really anytime that it's hot outside. Could be beginning of fall, could be late spring, doesn't really matter. I'll have each of the fragrances linked in the description below. Feel free to check them out down there. And also a little shameless self-promotion. My fragrance Blue Ridge, which is over there, right there. You can find that in every Perfumania, every fragrance outlet store in the United States. Feel free to stop in any of those, check the fragrance out. They have them there, testers where you can just spray it on, see how it is. There's also Terranova and Jet Black Enigma. You can find those in stores also, or you can find it linked below. Use the code GENTSCENTS if you buy it online for 20% off. And pause the video now for a boatload of other codes to save you money on a bunch of other websites. All right, let's get fragrancing. The first one is, what was I doing? It's the worst idea of all time. Piazza Affari. This is from Milano Fragrance, and the people behind this brand are the same that are behind Mask Milano. Comes in a nice blue bottle with a magnetic cap. Really heavy magnetic cap, actually. Not too expensive for a niche fragrance, actually pretty affordable, even at full retail. $140 is the price at full retail, which I know that's not really cheap. Like you hear me say, oh, it's actually a pretty good deal, and then I say 140. It sounds like a terrible deal, but when you compare that to the price of what designer fragrances are going for now at full retail, it's actually pretty cheap for niche. Yes, that's where we've gotten in terms of prices. So yeah, this one, 140 full presentation, like I said, pretty nice presentation. And it smells a little bit similar to Raja Parfum's Elysium, actually. So with this one, you have citrus, actually lime is the citrus note, so a little bit different than your more typical citrus notes. You've got lavender in there, black currants and woods as the fragrance dries down. So you have this nice mix of aromatics, fresh woods, and fruits. And the fruits are both fresh and a little bit tart as well at the same time. So it's gonna give you great versatility. It's got a nice sort of gentlemanly edge, so it would work in the office or in more formal situations. But then it also has that more casual blue fragrance-y sort of vibe to it. So a really nice scent for a pretty good price, and something that most people out there are not gonna know what it is. You know, they're not gonna know about it. So it gives you a little trick up your sleeve, you know, stand out a little bit in a sea of Sauvage. Nothing against Sauvage. Next fragrance is this guy. Why did I do that again? It is Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. Now I gotta be honest here, this one, I didn't really dig, you know, when it first came out, and that's because it is Invictus-y in nature. It smells a little bit like Invictus Aqua, and I'm not the hugest fan of the OG Invictus DNA. I respect it. I respect the idea. I respect what they've done with the fragrance line, and how many fragrances it has inspired. But still, I never really reached for OG Invictus, and then Invictus Aqua, a little bit similar to the original. So this one being similar to Aqua, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't in love with it. That being said, as time has gone by, it's really weird when I smell the fragrance now. It like makes me nostalgic. I don't understand why even. Maybe it's because like that Invictus DNA, even though I didn't love it, like it ingrained into my brain or something, you know? So when I smell Invictus now, it's like taking me back to all these memories I had of player hating on it. Nostalgia. And now I like it, so go figure. Legend Spirit I think actually smells pretty nice. It's sweet, has that bubblegummy kind of vibe to it, pretty inexpensive from discounters, a really nice scent if you're looking for something that's gonna get you attention, get you compliments. And that whole line in general, Mont Blanc Legend line, for the price, most of those are a pretty good pickup. Oh, let's go with this one next. Teradermez Eau Givre from Hermes, which won Men's Fragrance Release of the Year for 2022. Technically 2023, it won this year, but it was 4 releases from last year. And it beat out my fragrance, Terranova. I'm taking a big fat L, but I don't mind at all because this stuff smells awesome. I love Teradermez Eau Givre. So even though it beat me up, made me hold the proverbial L, I still love this stuff. Great job, Hermes. Great job, Christine Nagel. So this is a really nice reinterpretation of the Teradermez DNA. Has a great opening. The citron in there smells fantastic. It's more of a natural citrus. You know, it's got a little bit of rindiness in there, but not too much. So it stays very wearable, very approachable. It's not going to turn people off for being too sour or anything like that. Then it has a nice, clean, woody dry down. easy to wear stuff, just smells banging. Let's do a cologne next. Jean Lo Immortal from Maison Alhambra. Now this is, in case, gotta work on that magnetic cap. Where are you? Magnetic cap. Oh, there you go. So this is a clone of Louis Vuitton's L'Immensité, and it's much more affordable, and it's a very, very, very good clone. I think this is right around $30 US. That's what I got it from Fragrance by 4 if memory serves. And this is another one of those Maison Alhambra clones where you smell it and you just wonder how exactly did they get it that close? Another one with a great citrus punch off the top, nice aromatics, fresh spices. Very classy, extremely gentlemanly, but then it also has that wearability, that casual versatility that most people look for in summertime fragrances, something that's easygoing. Now, I did a video a while back about the Tom Ford Maison Alhambra fragrances, that they were coming under fire from Tom Ford themselves because of, they were basically just completely copying the look, the packaging, the names, everything from Tom Ford, and these are pretty close to the Louis Vuittons. They have a bunch of other ones close to other fragrance lines. And do not take what I'm telling you right now as gospel. This is rumor central at this point, but I have heard from people within the fragrance world, not the fragrance community, but like companies, that they are wanting to crack down and go after specifically the Maison Alhambra fragrances because they've been copying brands just like that. Again, rumor central, no clue if anything comes of it, but that is what I've been hearing. And since we've got a Louis Vuitton clone, how about an actual Louis Vuitton Imagination? This is one of, if not the most hyped of the Louis Vuitton fragrances for summertime. Got the bottles next to each other there so you can see them right there. Father and son, look at it. Makes you teary-eyed. So Imagination is another fragrance with a bunch of citrus in there. Off the top, this one has citron. It's got bergamot. As it dries down, it actually has a tea note that becomes very prominent. You also have mandarin orange in here and ginger, and that ginger mixing together with that triple attack of citrus off the top is just amazing. And then to kind of round that all off in the opening and through the mid, there's neroli. So you get that additional semi-citric feel from the white florals, adds a nice softness to kind of take the edge off the briskness of the citrus in the opening. Just a killer fragrance, absolutely fantastic. It's very expensive because it is a Louis Vuitton, but you do get good quality there. Let's hop to this next, Dior Homme Cologne. Kind of an oldie but goldie. I mean, it's not that old of a fragrance, but it's one that ever since it's come out, I have worn it religiously every summer. Basically, you've got grapefruit blossom, musk, and bergamot. Pretty much it, yeah. So, white florals, citrus, clean white musk. Smells a bit like lemonade. People always say it smells like iced lemonade. And I think really that helps put into your mind when you would wear this fragrance. So if you're thinking, when would you drink iced lemonade when it's blazing hot outside and you want something refreshing, something that's gonna lift your spirits, that's what this does in fragrance form. I wouldn't drink it, but it does the same thing for your nose as the iced lemonade will do for your mouth. Puts you in a good frame of mind, easy to wear once again. The only drawback is the performance is not great, but since you're probably gonna be wearing it when it's really hot outside, I'll give it a pass. Because in those situations, I probably don't want a fragrance that's gonna be just overwhelming, that's gonna be cloying, that's going to maybe not wear very well because of the humidity, the heat, whatever. So something like this that's a little bit lighter, that's just fine. If you really want to, just spray more of it. Spray it all over your clothes, whatever. Let's go next with Hasavat from Nishane. Of course, smells a bit similar to Creed's Aventus. And you may think of Aventus or Aventus style fragrances as not being really summertime fragrances. But I can tell you, I just got back a few days ago from Houston, and that was an adventure trying to get back home from there because I got caught in the whole United Airlines meltdown, and we got stuck for a day or a night in Houston. Had to fly out like 7 a.m. the next day to try to get home. Got to Nashville and just drove the rest of the way because they couldn't actually get us to the home airport. So yeah, it was a whole thing. But it was real feel temperature wise, like 114 degrees Fahrenheit. It was really freaking hot. And you would think in that heat that Aventus style fragrances would not work that well. And yet I smelled a couple of people that were wearing what I assumed to be Aventus. It smelled like Aventus, not like Hasselblad, but it smelled good. It smelled really good, which shouldn't be a surprise, I guess, at this point. Everybody knows how versatile Aventus is and all the Aventus style fragrances, but still yet, that's not a time or situation or place that I would necessarily tell somebody, hey, Aventus is a great choice. When it's 115 degrees outside and you just want to legitimately make people drop to the asphalt and sizzle like a fried egg because they can't breathe because of your Aventus. Maybe you would think not a great time, but it worked. It smelled good. Thankfully, they didn't go too heavy. So it was one of those deals they walked by, caught a little whiff of it, just a little whiff, smelled awesome. If they had gone heavy, no, it would have been too much. It would have been just unpleasant, but just a few sprays, nice. Same deal here, same deal with Hasselblad. That's what you wanna do. If it's hot outside, like really, really hot outside, you don't wanna go too heavy because this does have good performance. It's an extrait de parfum. It has a little oomph to it, especially as it dries down, but it does have that nice opening, that sweet, fresh opening, the nice citrusy, pineapple-y kind of opening. And if you use this in moderation, when it's really hot, it will smell great. Let's keep it moving with Gentleman Eau de Toilette from Givenchy. Now this is the one that gets crapped on, that gets hated on as far as this line goes, the Eau de Toilette. You know, it doesn't get the love that the Eau de Parfum gets or all the other flankers that came afterward, right? And this is another one that you would not immediately think of as a summertime scent. More people would probably say spring or fall. It's quite sweet, has a pear note off the top, which does give it an original kind of flair, and it has a little powder to it also. So it's another one that I would not go overly heavy with, especially if you're gonna be somewhere where it's really hot or humid. I would maybe dial it down a little bit. But, and this goes for all these fragrances, if you're gonna be somewhere air conditioned, it doesn't really matter at that point, does it? It's gonna be about the same temperature as it would be during spring, fall, or winter if you're in somewhere that has air conditioning. So at that point, just wear whatever, honestly. But back to this, Gentleman Eau de Toilette, even though it does get a bit of hate, it is a certified banger if we're talking compliments, if we're talking versatility, even more so for most people than the Eau de Parfum. Now, for me personally, I think the Eau de Parfum smells better, but if you say, hey, I've got the Eau de Toilette, I've got the Eau de Parfum, I'm going out doing X, Y, Z, which one of these is probably going to get me more positive attention? Which one is going to be more appealing to more people? I would say the Eau de Toilette. And then if you ask me which one do you like more, I'd say, yeah, the Eau de Parfum for sure. Let's get a cheapie in here with Wow Fresh from Yop. This one is a great little fragrance that's gonna be overlooked by pretty much everybody that's not in the fragrance community because it's not really gonna be able to compete with any of the big boy fragrances coming out. I don't even think it has shelf space anywhere in the US. You know, if you go to Sephora, you go to Macy's, you go to Nordstrom, wherever, you're not gonna find this, right? You're gonna find all the big boy fragrances, all the ones that get advertisements, commercials, magazines. You're not gonna find this one. I actually found it at my local Burlington a while back, and it wasn't even available at discounters at that point. I hadn't seen it pop up anywhere. You can get it at discounters now in the US, and it's pretty cheap, under 30 bucks. I think typically like 25 or something for this size, which is 40 mils, a little bit smaller than your average 50 mil, but whatever. So that one has violet, bergamot, and geranium, and it actually smells a bit similar to Aqua Fahrenheit by Christian Dior. Now, I love Aqua Fahrenheit, but it's been discontinued for a while. So yeah, that sucks. But with this being similar to that one for a much more affordable price, pretty nice proposition. Now I do have to say that for the most part, younger guys may not like this one as much as say Gentleman Eau de Toilette or Dior Homme Cologne or Teradermez or Legend Spirit, because with it smelling a bit similar to Aqua Fahrenheit, it does have a little bit of a throwback style to it. But if you appreciate that fragrance or fragrances of that style, if you are aware of Aqua Fahrenheit, absolutely check this out. That mixture of violet with other fresh notes really smells awesome, especially for the price, because like I said, it's super cheap. Last one, L'Homme Ideal Platine Privé. Yes, the newest in the L'Homme Ideal line. And wouldn't you know it, it smells a bit similar to L'Homme Ideal Cologne. Guerlain. big brain. Come out with Guerlain L'Homme Ideal cologne. Discontinue L'Homme Ideal cologne. Wait a few years. Come out with the fragrance that smells like L'Homme Ideal cologne. I'm not gonna complain though, because I really liked L'Homme Ideal cologne, I actually loved it. And to have this come out and smell similar to that, I'll take it. And actually, which I said in the video that I did on this one, I think Platine Privé might be a little better than L'Homme Ideal cologne. Feels sacrilegious to say that, but it feels like it. I mean, it's good stuff. Basically like taking the bones, the structure of L'Homme Ideal cologne, giving it a little bit of a modern twist. The citrus in there to die for, little creamy because of the almond, and you get a nice vetiver that comes out as it dries down. So with that one, you can basically tick all the boxes. You can wear it to the office, wear it formally, like some of the other ones here, wear it casually, just a great fragrance, and it definitely stands out among all the other designer fragrances out there. So there we go, 10 fragrances that are gonna have you smelling absolutely irresistible during the summer or fall or spring. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, and I will see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.